Hello everybody, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. It's been a while since I played Microsoft Flight Sim, but we're back. And we're going to be doing a flight with the JetStar A321 from Sydney, Australia up north to Brisbane. Aircraft's ready to go and loaded the aircraft, so all we have to do here is just turn on the APU, get that booted up and disconnect from ground power, get the jet bridge out of there and push on out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoy the latest videos. I normally like to do story mode, adventure, open world, and simulator games on the channel. So if you enjoy that content, then consider subscribing and turn that notification bell on so I won't miss a new video. Anyways, we'll hop in the flight deck here and get ready with the startup and everything. All right, so we'll take a look up top and we'll get the APU started. So we'll go master switch on, and then we'll take a look to make sure that the flap says open, and then we'll start that up very shortly here. All right, flap open. We'll take a look up top and get the APU started and turn the APU bleed on, which will then start everything up. Aircraft here is our balance. 187 passengers, so pretty much almost a full flight. Heavy on cargo, and I got 15,000 in the tanks pretty much for that. We'll close our left door here and get the jet bridge to go while we have everything else getting ready. All right, we'll turn on our beacon light, and with this, it's pretty much automatic. So if we turn our beacon light on, everything else will just start. All right, we're gonna go nose to the left. Nose left, tail right is what we want. Park and brake release. All right, and APU bleed. APU's running. Everything up top looks good. We will look down here, turn the switch over, and we'll start engine 1 here. All right, engine 1 is starting up. We'll also get engine 2 here started. And engine 2 start up. I set the parking brakes. Boom. We have a great engine start. All right. Everything else looks good. We'll head down here and just turn some of these items on. Because it will scream on there for us if we don't have that set. Seatbelt sign is on. We'll throw our taxi light on here. Alright, flight control test. We'll go into our flight controls. And we want up 0.6 on the trim. There we go. We got left aileron, right aileron, pull down, pull up, left rudder, right rudder. Controls are all free. Engines are booted up completely. That looks good. We can turn off our APU now. Taxi light to taxi there, and everything else looks good. APU will start cooling down, and we are good for the taxi. So we'll switch this back to normal and release that parking brake and start our taxi. We're going to be taxiing to runway 34 left, it looks like. So it's just going to be a left turn, and then it's a one path all the way down. So we're going to be turning left up here, and then we're going to just take the taxiway alpha all the way down. All right, right turn here, and it's just a straight taxiway all the way down to runway 34 left for the departure out of Sydney here. All right, takeoff checklist, auto brakes, max, speed brake armed, and flaps set to takeoff. We forgot to do that. It's a flaps 2 departure. And takeoff config test. Normal. Okay, we can go to our fuel page, and everything's looking good. We'll just continue our taxi. Very long taxi for this runway departure. All right, we're coming up to the runway here, and we'll get ready for our preparation for departure. As we continue rolling here, We can turn that light on, our landing lights on. That can go to taxi, wing light on, strobe light on. All that looks good. Ping the cabin. And up top looks good. Flaps are set. Yep, speed brake armed. Everything looks good there. We are clear for takeoff. Here we go. Everything is set. We'll probably hand fly the plane for quite some time after departure because of the flight plan of the departure route. And then we'll engage autopilot eventually. We'll see how it goes. All right. Half power. Release the brakes and takeoff power set. All throttles engage. Man flex 57 SRS runway auto thrust blue. Airspeed alive. At 100 knots we let go of the stick so it's neutral. Neutral on the stick there. We're pretty heavy so it's going to take a while. V1 rotate. Positive rate, gear up. All right, gear is up. We're looking good. That was a nice rotation out. And flying still. TCAS is still standby. We'll just ignore that for now. All right. Takeoff was nice, and now we're just on the climb out. We'll engage the autopilot here. Autopilot engage, that looks good. Gear is up, everything looks good there. We can throw flaps up here shortly. I just want to put this out of standby mode so we don't keep getting yelled at. There we go. And flaps can go up. Flaps up 0 degrees, speed brake can be disarmed again. And we are on the climb out here out of Sydney, Australia. All right, we're coming up to our 10,000 foot mark here. Q&H can be hit now. Altimeters are set. On there and on there. And 10,000 foot mark. We're looking pretty calm here. We're above the clouds, so that's good. But landing lights can come off. Nose light definitely off. Wing light off. And runway turn off lights off. Those are all good. And Supple sign off. And we're clear for the climb out here. Nice calm flight out of Sydney. We'll bring this up to 40 now so we can see our flight plan a little bit more. It's a sharp right turn here, and then we're going to be flying over the water, and then some more land all the way until we're on our approach into Brisbane. But for now, we're just going to continue our climb out here on our way up to flight 370, making our way towards Brisbane. All right, we are coming up to our cruise altitude of flight 370, 37,000 feet. If we take a look up top, seatbelt sign still off. Everything up top looks good. Aircraft's looking good. Our fuel on board's looking good. Nothing to complain here of the flight. We're at 370, cruising along. Nice calm flight. We will be coming up to our top of descent probably pretty soon. Yep. Next waypoint will pretty much be top of descent. So everything's looking good there. And we'll continue cruising at 370 on our way to Brisbane. For now, just sit back, relax, and we'll see you guys at our top of descent into Brisbane. All right, so we're going to be starting our descent here very shortly. So I'm going to bring this down to probably 5,000 and leave it at 5,000. And then we're going to start our top of descent now. So I hit that, and then it's just going to start our top of descent here. And we'll be on our way down on the descent path, making our way down to 5,000 feet for the approach and landing into Brisbane. If we take a look at the FMC or the McDo here, for our approach phase, everything's looking good here. Flaps full, approach at 140, land around 135. So that's all looking good there too. But for now, we're just going to continue our descent here on our way down. And then around 10,000 feet, that's when we'll get the aircraft configured for the landing and everything. All right, we're coming up to our 10,000 foot mark and our approach here. So we'll take a look up top here, turn that seatbelt sign on, turn our landing lights on, runway turnoffs and wing light, taxi light or nose light. That won't be turned on until our approach here, and then we'll get everything else ready. ILS should be good if we turn our landing system on. Everything's tuned there, so that should be good. And then we'll go to our performance page, which I think is that one. Yes, and we want to go to approach, and that all looks good. So flaps one full at 140. All right, that looks good. Let's continue our descent here and get ready for the approach and landing into Brisbane. We just got a ring in the flight deck here. What was that? Oh, all right. Cabin is secured for landing into Brisbane here because we're coming up to it. We got our landing system on, which is our ILS and glide slope. So that all looks good. In Brisbane Airport, somewhere over in that direction. We're about to enter the approach here. We'll zoom in a little bit, and then everything up top looks good. Yep. We're going to go flaps 1 when we're around 200 knots and then go from there all the way down. But everything else looks good here for our approach. All right, we're going to start reducing speed down to 200 knots and start getting flaps and everything in here. We'll get our speed brake out so we can actually reduce speed, and then we'll get our speed brake out and go from there. I'll bring this down to 180 actually, because we're coming up to the 10 nautical mile mark. Glide slope's alive. We have fuel below, but that's fine. We're gonna go flaps 1. Bring that speed brake in. Auto brakes medium. So auto brakes medium and flaps are level 1 right now. And everything else looks good. And approach. Gear down. Airport's right in front of us. Start bringing the speed all the way down to 150 right now. Bring this out so we can actually really reduce speed. And nose light on, ping the cabin. And speed brake arm checked. Flaps will go full here very shortly. Bring that down to 140. Flaps full. Alright, flaps full set. We'll go on the APU page so then we can see that. And then it's 135 for the approach. Alright, we'll do a quick check. Gear down. Flaps full. Lights are on. Supple sign pack. Cabin has been pinged. And everything else looks good there. So we are good for the landing into Brisbane here. We're going to reduce our speed now to our final approach speed, 135. Right on the border of low airspeed. We should be good here. Alright, autopilot disengage. Game froze there, but autopilot has been disengaged. We're good. I have control. Make sure we're good on this approach, and everything should be good. We have a nice headwind, so that's nice. We're gonna be a little bit lower than the glide slope, so we can aim for those piano keys, the threshold.
500.
Watch those pappy lights on the approach.
Hundred above. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Reversers. Nose down. Reverses green. Decel. All right, let's get ready to taxi to our gate now, because there we have it. That's the landing. Now, if I look on the map here, I think we want gate 41, so it's gonna be a right turn up here. We go from there. Bring the flaps all the way up. This can go to taxi. That can be put away. And APU can be started up here. Pretty nice landing, I think. In my opinion, that was pretty good landing there. All right. Flap open. We can start the APU and throw the APU bleed on. Landing lights off. That runway turn off. Strobe off. Wing light off. And that's on taxi. Yep, there we go. And everything else is looking good. We will now find our gate and taxi to our gate. Now our gate's in the corner there. (40B), 41B is right here. It has a safe dock. That's pretty cool. We'll park right there. A little far, but that's okay. Set the parking brake there. Parking brake is set. APU is running, and we can turn off our engines. 1 and then 2. All right, we'll head down to our screen here. Dismiss that. Go ground services, call GPU in. Chocks are there. And then we'll also turn off our beacon light. Well, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this flight sim video with the JetStar A321 from Sydney, Australia up north to Brisbane. This is a real-world flight as well. I enjoy making the flight sim content. It's fun. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. Like I said, I'll be doing story, adventure, open world, and simulator games on the channel. So if you enjoy that type of variety content, then consider subscribing and turn that notification bell so you won't miss a new video. Like always, thank you guys very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.